welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. All right, before we get to the show, I gave y'all some wrong information last week. I gave y'all wrong dates. I said our last show was December 8th. No, December 8th is his birthday.
Yeah.
Our last show is next week. Next Wednesday is our last show of the year. That's December 13th. So we'll be back. We got one more show before we close out the year. It'll be a fun one too. We'll try to get some people and stuff like that. But besides that, Todd's here. He all bundled up and all that.
Have you seen how it is out there? It's crazy out there. Wow.
Man, Diddy in the news.
Bro. Yo, we talk about music all the time, and I always told you, like, growing up, I always felt that whole... from the Bad Boy era, I was only a Biggie and Craig Mack fan, and only in Black Rob. So, obviously the Locks, but they're Rough Rider. But yeah.
Well, it's stopping.
I always thought once he started making music, it was kind of odd. Like, I felt like there wasn't enough time from Biggie's passing, he just kind of like took it and kind of ran with it and kind of benefited off that. So I always felt like he was just odd. And the stories you hear are odd.
Very odd.
And I was just never a fan of his music. But I'm not saying that personally, but just entertainment-wise, as a kid, I always just felt something weird about that.
Yeah,
that whole Bad Boy.
That whole situation just.
I'm a Wu-Tang kid, so you know.
And you know what's even
Wu-Tang for the babies.
What's even more interesting is like all this is happening, right? And then there's like people that worked on Revolt, that worked on the network, or worked on shows on the network. They're like, oh, no, I'm no longer going to be working at Revolt because of all these allegations coming out about it. It's like. And I'm just like, so this is where you draw the line. that you was working for the company that he owned before, for all these years, knowing like if you like pay attention to the scene, knowing like some of the stuff he's been in the news about, and it's like now after you done been there for like a year or a couple of years, it's like now okay, but now the morality kicks in.
Well, I was gonna say, those people. Their words are incredible because everybody knows that they were around this person for a certain amount of time, and their moral compasses have them lost for many years. So it's kind of like they're trying to backtrack, but the man paid you. You benefited off being around the man. Yeah. Just deal with it and just move on. But don't try to backtrack and say I'm removing myself from this company because of these allegations when there's been allegations about this man for over 20 years.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So like, just don't do that, man. Just be a stand-up person, man. Don't. I hate when people try to dissociate themselves from something when they weren't fully involved with it. So it's like. Yeah, you can step away, but don't give no reason. Just be like, I'm stepping away because I found another opportunity. I feel it's not for me anymore. But I wouldn't even shed light on that situation for that being the reason why I left something. Because what he does doesn't affect me at all. Because they still don't get paid from Revolt anyways if they continue to work there anyways. Yeah. So I just feel like that's a sucker move. But we do have a lot of people that don't really understand what moral is and morality of things. And if you had a real, true moral compass, it wouldn't direct you to certain things in life.
And you would have never worked there.
That's my point.
Yeah. Like
you wouldn't even been attracted to that situation because your moral compass would have told you, like, nah, it don't feel right. Yeah, let me go with this situation.
Yeah, most of the times if you do, they tell you beforehand before you get a job or anything, do your research on the company, do your research on people and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, and for the younger generation, don't know what a compass is. It's a little thing that got east, west, north, and south, and you put it in your hand. It got a magnet and tells you where to go if you lost. So
and it's on your iPhones.
That's why moral compass is directing you to things that benefit you in life in a positive manner.
And it's on your iPhones. But
that'll bring good karma.
That's a story for another day that these folks don't know what a compass is.
That's the education from Mr. B for the day.
Patriots. Ooh-wee. It just seems like if it can't get, whatever can get worse, it gets worse. It just gets worse by the week. This time they were shut out.
Mook, what I tell you? Mook, what I tell you?
You gotta watch them for comic relief now, because it's like, bruh, what are y'all doing?
One thing I wish I didn't have was a great feel of people and situations, and you can just see when something's falling apart, man. For one, you don't even have Mac Jones starting anymore, so you would think like Zappy would be like, a boost of relief, a little spark, and he couldn't get you 150 yards. the game was pitiful as it is. It was kind of like the doormat league versus the porch. Because the Chargers aren't the doormat or the doorbell yet, but they outside though. They ain't in the crib getting heat. They outside shivering with the rest of them bums. But, you know, this is awful to watch. I didn't watch it because I knew this was going to be the result. Something pitiful looking. So
I was out, but I was keeping up. I was keeping up on my phone. I was keeping updated on my phone.
Why would you dare?
Just to keep updated what's going on. But yeah, every time there was nothing good you take away from this game.
But every time I see this, you know, our situation this season with the Pats, just a reminder that, like, when you're on top for 20-something years, it's going to come crashing down hard. And it's not even in the Pats' control. Part of that, you know, is def the league. And, you know, sometimes you need a new regime in because the way we're crashing down, it's like, it's bad.
Yeah. It's like the house is on fire. Everything's crumbling down.
House is on fire?
The house.
No, this is like the house is burning down with a side of Book of Eli when they had the Gatling gun and turned the house to a frame.
It's like that It's like that meme when you see the little kid on the swing and in the background is like everything's on fire. And that's literally what this is right now. And man, it's just bad. It's just bad. I don't know what it. They just got to regroup and retool and think about how to do things or who to bring in for next year's players wise, or just find a new philosophy, or just changes got to be made. Changes got to be made. I mean, people are saying fire the head coach, which is the easiest thing to do, but get some better coordinators. Because they're only as good as your coordinators.
But I think you have to fire everybody just because Belichick is responsible for damn near everything that goes on with the Patriots organization. It's not just like he's a piece anymore. He's kind of like the board, the chessboard itself that puts pieces on. You know what I mean? So and he's been there so long, he has that control. Yeah. But for you to lose to a team that only had 212 yards passing, no passing touchdowns, and 29 rushing yards, somebody got to go. How don't you score when you rush the ball 32 times for 148 and you're averaging almost 5 yards a carry?
You couldn't get 7 points.
That's my point. Somebody got to go, bro. Somebody got to be made an example of to light a fight over under somebody's ass to get them to stop working. Because this is pitiful.
That's pretty embarrassing. That is just embarrassing. Like all you needed was 7. 7. And with the way the rules are in this day and the age of the NFL, it shouldn't be that hard to get 7 points.
Look at what the Jets were doing to Zach Wilson, giving him early in the season, giving him hope that he might go out there and be Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. My fault. No, I'll never say Brett Favre again. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana. And he can't even get a pass off, let alone they're actually trusting these quarterbacks that they know are sorry to pass the ball when you could have just ran the ball 50 times and you probably would have won this game.
And Wilson was actually getting them 6 points. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, well. I mean, it's almost over. Season's almost over, so you got only how many games you got left?
Too many.
You right. 5 games left.
Oh, way too many games left.
5 games left. January 7th can't come soon enough. That's it.
Wowzers.
Why? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay. This was the game that everybody was talking about. San Francisco, Philadelphia. A lot of trash talking in the offseason. Philly was saying they was going to beat them. It don't matter if Purdy was healthy or not. Debo was saying y'all only beat us because we didn't have no quarterback and we about to come in there and beat that. And they beat that. they beat the brakes off them. It was just like the bully. It was just like when you got 2 bullies fighting and the other bully's just like you not really a bully.
Yeah, the 49ers definitely knocked the Eagles off their game.
Yeah. Because
the Eagles, they pride themselves on being a well-balanced team. And they didn't get a full course meal because they didn't have a balanced breakfast.
Yeah.
Cause they weren't able to run the ball at all. They only had 18 rushes. They didn't really fare too well, and it's just Hurts didn't do too. I mean, he didn't play awful. He didn't have to turn the ball over, but as a whole, he couldn't be himself because they couldn't really rush the ball. And once again, the worst recipe for disaster is when your running back is both your leader in passing and rushing. It's just like, what are the other guys for?
Yeah. And the thing is, when you look at this, like in the first quarter, Philly seemed like in control. But when you have 2 drives that go for 12 plays and over 5 minutes and you only come out with 6 points, That's a problem. Like San Francisco's one of those teams. You have to put touchdowns on them because of the way they could explode and hit you real quick. So this is one of those teams. Field goals aren't going to help you. You got to get touchdowns.
Yeah, definitely. And it shows too, like it shows that when they have all their pieces, how strong they can be, how powerful their offense is. But Purdy, I feel like it's one of them things like you only tough when your people's around.
I mean, you seen how you look. You look like Poindexter.
I'm just saying though, like, 'cause everybody's on the Purdy training getting paused, but it's like, yeah, he played well because he's a piece. He's not like a
No.
He's, you know what I mean? He's a vital piece of the offense, but he's not going to win you games compared to some of these other quarterbacks.
Yeah, he hasn't shown yet he can win you a game, but what he's shown is when he has those playmakers there, he cannot lose you a game.
Yeah,
he won't lose you a game
because it's way less pressure off him.
Yeah.
When you got to worry about two other guys, and then Purdy's basically the third option. But he's the one that controls the offense, but he's really the third option.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of hard to predict, and he's playing well now. So.
Yeah, and as I said it early in the season, the 49ers, they just have to get into the postseason healthy. That's literally it. That's what's been hindering them.
I'll be honest, they got to protect Debo, because people are saying like, well, some game Debo's doesn't have that much yardage and all this, but he's a great blocker. That's one of his strong as hell.
Yeah.
He always scores.
Yeah.
He always puts points on the board regardless of what his yardage is anyways, and he's the most important piece on your offense. Definitely. So like without McCaffrey, they might be all right, because they've shown in the past that without McCaffrey they can still do well with Debo themselves. So it's like, you know what I mean? They just got to make sure McCaffrey and Debo are healthy, but make sure Debo's at his healthiest.
Yeah, because those two, they take them from being like, a good team to a Super Bowl team. That's what those two do when they're in the lineup. Yeah. And big win for them. And now Philly still got 10-2 record. They got a big game against Dallas coming up. San Francisco now, if Philly loses, they're putting themselves in a position for that number one seed. So it was a big win for them. And they got, looking at their schedule, they got the Cardinals. They got the Seahawks, Cardinals, big one against the Ravens, then the Commanders and Rams. So San Francisco, if they get that home field advantage, watch out. Watch out. Where we at? Monday Night Football was a shootout. It was a shootout. Backup quarterbacks making big plays. Trevor Lawrence, he gets injured, and did you see it? How he got injured?
No, I didn't see it. I watched most of the game though, but I didn't see how he got injured.
It was bad. Like the left tackle kind of stepped on him, and then his ankle just went like, it was one of those like,
tough one.
Yeah. So, but I think the Bengals needed this win more than the Jaguars. Granted, the Jaguars would have loved to have this win, but the Bengals needed this win more because they were kind of falling in the rankings as far as like playoff positions. And if they lost this game, it'd be an even bigger hole to climb. But the Bengals winning this gave themselves a position to still look at that wild card spot. And they did it by throwing the ball to their best receiver.
Yeah, Jacksonville. It matters if you win or lose games, but it didn't really matter that much if they won or lost this game just because of their record and how well they're playing this season. Cincinnati's definitely was spiraling downward because, no Burrow. You don't know what Browning was going to do, but he was out there rotisserie them boys.
Yeah.
Browning that chicken out there. That's what we turned Jacksonville into, because, like I said, they the offense was, was kind of conservative in the first half, and the second half, that boy's out there slanging that thing.
Yeah, that third quarter, it was, I don't know what they was on. Both teams, they was just on some stuff.
But people are so shocked. But it's like, why though? Because he's a backup. But it's like they said he had 25 transactions since he's been in the league, meaning he's a valuable asset.
Yeah, he's been around.
But he's a valuable asset. If he was a bum, he wouldn't be in the league still. You know what I'm saying? For you to get traded, moved around 25 times, they have to see some form of value in you, and he kind of showed that on Monday.
And he's probably a great teammate.
That could play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also, kids understand that if you're a great teammate and you have some talent, even though you're not playing, your team will look out for you and put you somewhere where you might get a chance to play.
But the stigma of how backups are, bums. But it's like, obviously they're not bums. They're professional athletes. They get paid to play the game. They're just not as good as the starters. But for you to get moved around 25 times and you're a backup, and then you come out here and produce, that shows that you were a solid role player. You could say,
and that also shows his
professionalism
and knowledge, like understanding like what to do when your time is called. So that's good for them. Good for the Bengals. They definitely needed that.
Yeah, man. You know, you got some players that can just play all season. You got some players that are just good for 3-4 games.
Nick Foles.
Some quarterbacks.
Nick Foles.
Yeah, you know, it's a weird thing. I don't understand it because you know in basketball it's different. Backup and starting point guards and shooting guards are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The production might not be as much, but it's not that off. But in football, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. All right. Nobody saw this coming. Packers pretty much handled the Chiefs. I don't know what's going on. Mahomes is now dealing with what Brady was dealing with at certain points of his career when he didn't have like the explosive playmakers, and he had to find different ways to make the offense efficient, like short passes, finding other guys. Because it was that time span where it was just him and Gronk, and then if Gronk wasn't producing much, then it's like where nobody else is really doing much. And I feel like that's what's happening with Mahomes right now. It's like if it's him and Kelsey as far as passing wise, and if Kelsey isn't really producing, then the offense doesn't really do much.
They won the Super Bowl last year, right? Mm-hmm. So you know, maybe those guys, some of those guys that were on the team last year, they might have outplayed their value.
I don't think some of those receivers are on there.
They all got moved around?
There was a lot of changes.
Well, there you go. The effects of a whole tidal wave of changes.
Yeah.
Then, you know, you got the whole Kelsey effect. His real life is being intertwined with football, which shouldn't be an issue. But people like to make it an issue. But, he hasn't scored. I don't think he's scored in the past few games.
Kelsey?
Yeah.
I believe you are correct.
Which is an issue because he's supposed to be. He's usually a valuable, reliable target in the end zone or getting to the end zone. So I don't know what's going on.
He's got one touchdown in the last 1, 2, 3, 4 in the last 5 games.
Yeah, he's upset. So he needs to get more targets, but you also got to find a combination of receivers to help get him open as well. Because if you're just keying on him, then it's tough, especially when they don't really utilize running the ball much. They're trying to make that part of their game now, but it's kind of too late because everybody knows they want to throw the ball to Mahomes.
Speaking of Kelsey and his extracurricular stuff that they keep airing, folks got on my nerves. So people, you know, one of the Packers one of the Packers players, I think is married to Simone Biles.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and then the internet is like, folks on the internet is like, why aren't we talking about Simone Biles dating the Packers player, or blah, blah, blah. And then somebody said, because he's ass, that's why we ain't talking about it.
Oh, man.
But then the Sunday night broadcast got on my nerves because what were they showing? Simone Biles and her husband kissing before the game and all that stuff. I'm like, I don't want to see all this stuff. I don't even want to see Taylor Swift on my TV. Like, come on now. Stop trying to force this on us.
Man, once again, bro, we live in a world where like it's very okay to be corny nowadays. Granted, I don't mind being corny. I don't mind you having your little moments, but like you're kind of forcing the corny on people. Like people shouldn't have to be subdued to, is that the right word, subdued to certain issues when they shouldn't have to be. Like I shouldn't have to hear about somebody that like has nothing to do with the sport or sports at all while I'm trying to watch football. Yeah. So like, they're trying to, you know what's funny? I see someone on Instagram, they were saying something, some black folks did this and white folks did something. They was like, well, why can't we have nothing? Because they say white folks steal everything. Not saying they do, but, you know, whatever. And somebody says it's a mountain park, you're used to it. And I get that, but everything doesn't have to be intertwined in everything.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just like, yo, I get it. I'm like, yo, I get it. We're trying to show all this, like, this black love stuff or whatever love, don't matter, right? Don't force it on us. Don't force it on us and try to make it a story, because like literally nobody even knows Simone Biles' husband's name.
I ain't know Simone Biles is married.
Right. And and a lot of people don't really care about Taylor Swift Me personally, I really could care less about seeing Taylor Swift all the time. It's kind of like it started this whole thing. It's like, well, they're showing Taylor Swift all the time. Whenever the Chiefs play, they should show Simone Biles. It's like, yo, this is not how the world works.
Nah, it's not. Really.
But we'll end that rant. I'll end my rant on that. Lastly, the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they finally beat a team with a winning record, but
they almost lost.
Yeah, and
Gino gave it away. I mean, Gino balled though. He was balling. I'll give him that. But crucial parts of the game, you can't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And that thing was going down to the wire. Which I ain't gonna lie, I was happy the Cowboys won.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to see them beat somebody that was decent.
Somewhat, yeah.
They might say they had the Seahawks got a winning record. I don't really consider 6-5 a winning record. They just close to not losing. I'm just saying.
I don't even know what to say.
Like what?
Yeah, and it's like the way the Seahawks season is going, it's kind of like they make you think that they're gonna win some games, and then when it comes down to the wire, they just do some dumb stuff that makes them lose the game. But kudos to Dallas, because this is probably one of them games in the past they'd probably find a way to lose.
Yeah, they would.
And they were trying to find ways to lose this one.
The reason why is because they would have had, think about it, Dak threw the ball 41 times. They would have had that man throw the ball 61 times if it was last year. Because think about it, they ran the ball 34 times, which is 12 more times. 12 more runs than the Seahawks did.
Yeah.
So they're definitely trying to key on trying to have a balanced offense. They're trying to put the ownership more in Dak's hands, but they're definitely utilizing the run a lot more.
Yeah, they're trying to get this Dak Prescott for MVP campaign going. That's what they're trying to do.
But I ain't gonna lie, I do CJ Lamb.
CD Lamb?
Yeah, my bad, CD Lamb. That boy nice. Yeah. He was doing some things out there. And then definitely when they put him in the running back position sometimes, the running back role, I said that kind of fast. I don't know if y'all caught it. But, yeah, he was doing some things. He was the reason why they won, actually.
Yeah, definitely. But good for them. They got a big one coming up against Philly, though.
Ooh, I didn't even see the graphic.
Yeah,
Star Wars. Space. Like Star Trek.
Yo, speaking of that, who do you think should be MVP?
I can't do it the other here.
Who do you think should be MVP? Because the whole MVP convo is either Dak, Purdy, it's a quarterback thing. They got Dak, Purdy, Lamar. Who else? I think they got Mahomes in there. That was a convo. But I'm thinking like Christian McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill need to be in that conversation, especially the way this season. The way they're going, Tyreek Hill might have 2,000 yards receiving. And then Christian McCaffrey, I think he leads the league in total touchdowns with 17. And he's already over 1,000 yards.
But they say if Tyreek Hill has over 200 yards passing, how many yards Tua gonna have?
Yeah.
So it's just, I get it. Because he does a lot of things after the catch. So, yeah, that's just tough, man. You shouldn't just, I want to say, kind of confine it to quarterbacks usually.
Legit.
But that's how the league is because they have the most usage out of any player on the roster, so they don't have the ball in their hands all the time.
Turned it into a it's just a quarterback award now, which is kind of crazy, but because I think the last non-quarterback to win it was Adrian Peterson. Yeah. I
mean, think about it. In our reality, back in the day, the NFL was what? Running back, wide receiver, and linebacker. And maybe one or two linemen league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to take the brute jock, artistry out of it. They're trying to make it more finesse. So I feel like that might be why they try to key more on the quarterbacks because, you can't touch the quarterback really. He's polished.
They're trying to make all the major awards go to quarterbacks. Sometimes you got to look at it as like,
And it's crazy because a lot of quarterbacks, well, not nowadays because you got Ron Brown quarterbacks, but like they're usually the most non-athletic person out there.
Yeah.
Like behind the kicker.
Yeah.
Like the kicker be more athletic than the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I will say that some quarterbacks were pretty athletic because they were like some quarterbacks play baseball and stuff like that, and, like multi-sport.
I'm talking about football-wise.
Yeah. No, but some of them were like they were like 3-sport stars at one point before.
I'll be honest, that baseball stuff is like, wow, all right. Whatever you doing back there, man, you better be careful. Put on mute. Well, those sounds popping up. But that baseball, I get it. You know, baseball is cool, but it's just too slow for me. I just feel like there's not enough sweating. There's not enough, like, it's just not fast. It just doesn't, I want to say, what's the word, challenge the body enough for me. Because, you know, being a hoop, we run to the point that we feel like our heart's about to pop out our chest, throwing up in barrels and stuff, and then we still got to keep playing.
What's the athletes in baseball in the outfield or shortstop?
All right.
Yeah. Well, they put the athletes in.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's like...
Well, I will say this about baseball. If you go to the right game, you will be entertained. Like, on any level. If you go to the right game, the problem is, it's hard to find the right game. That's the only problem.
Yeah, and they got a lot of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the sport has to match up with the game. So I applaud them trying to speed it up, but you have to bring more excitement to the games. And who cares about the traditionalists want the game to be as boring? They who not liking bat flips. I don't care you flip off the pitcher after you hit a home run. Give me something exciting. That's all I need. Some excitement to keep me engaged.
I told you, these kids, they always in their feelings about these lists. Some of them don't even be knowing.
All right, that's another thing, man.
Anyways, before we get, let me just throw into this segment. We got Athletes Corner. We got Brian Vaughan Jr. and we got Mitchell Purter. So this one, it was cool because Tony told me how to hit me up because when they played in high school, after the Thanksgiving game, they'd get a player of the game trophy and stuff like that. And I don't know, at some point they stopped doing that. So yeah, he just hit me up. He's like, we should do something like name the offensive and defensive players of the game and stuff like that, and give them a gift card. So that's what we did. It was Brian and Mitch. We got them in here, talked to them about that.
That's dope.
It was cool. So check this out, and then we're going to come back. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner, and today we are joined by Brian Vaughan Jr. of Lynn Classical and Mitchell Purter of Lynn English. How y'all doing?
Doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah. Enjoyed that little break from Thanksgiving and all that.
Yeah.
Back to it. We get into everything. Season's over. I mean, for both of you, what's like the overall after you get through with the season? But what's like the first? You know, your overall assessment of everything that happened this season, just, you know, overall thoughts on this year's football season.
I feel like it went well. It went well for me and my team. There were some points where we kind of like had to like sit down and talk to each other. After that, the puberty game, because we struggled in the fourth. We had to get everyone together, tell them to like keep their heads straight.
Was that one of those games when you look back, you're like, we had that one and it kind of let us slip away?
Fell away from us.
Yeah. Mitch, for you, these last 2 years was the first time you had the same coach for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. All the changes that's gone on, like when you look back at your high school thing, just what are you like? What's like your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway is like just playing with my brothers, you know, coming as a team and just building that chemistry because obviously I had 3 new coaches. So it was tough after Coach Mack was leaving, like us like as seniors, you know, we're gonna be seniors like the next 2 years coming up. You guys like take that role of like stepping in and make sure that everybody else can just be like more of a leader to the team. And it's been tough because like I've been through a lot of coaches in my life and like they're constantly switching between coaches and coaches. Like I had to keep like doing like getting used to the new coaching staff and stuff like that. So it was kind of tough for me.
And for both of you, your senior group is a unique group because your freshman year you had to deal with the COVID season and play that random 4-game spring season and then back the regular season. How were you able to deal with that? Because that's not something nobody ever dealt with, and that's not something you expect young players or young people to deal with, like being at home for school and then being off and on and stuff like that with everything that was going on and uncertainty. How were you guys able just to push through that?
For me, it was kind of like I had to step up because I had a big role coming in the next season. So it was like once that season ended, I just instantly got to work because I knew I had a lot to do.
Yeah, especially.
So it was like
especially being the quarterback too
Yeah.
and stuff like that, the responsibility you had, because you were playing both ways at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How were when you came in from your freshman year playing the quarterback position? How were you able just to handle everything?
It took me a little because I didn't start till the last game of that season, the fourth game. But it was kind of rough at first, and then once I got my confidence, like my ability to throw and make good reads, it kind of just flew from there.
Yeah. At what point in that, when you guys came back in the fall, did everything click for you that you got it all figured out, especially with your receivers? And
It was after week 1, after the Lexington game. I was kind of nervous before that game because it was really like kind of my first game,
yeah.
my first fall game, first fall high school game, and I was just nervous because it was like a new position, and I was only playing there for like 5 months at the time, and then after that game, kind of just like everything just clicked.
Everything. Yeah. Mitch, for you, when did things start clicking for you?
I want to say my sophomore year to my freshman year. I was like new to the team, and like I haven't played football in a while. I've been playing basketball at that time, so it's like me like getting back into football was kind of tough. But I've been playing it all my life, so I knew the game, I knew the sport, and I was just taking that like as the people above me, and taking what they had to say and taking their advice and just locking in the weight room, and just taking everything they had to say to me to really like progress as a player.
Yeah. And how were you and some of the other seniors able to like kind of keep the younger guys focused with everything that was going on? And you know, the season wasn't going the way you guys wanted it to go, but how will you guys keep those younger guys focused because they are next up, and keep them motivated into putting in that work so they could try to build something that that will leave a legacy?
Well, they're young, obviously, so it's like their mindsets is like not really like up to par. So it's like we gotta keep constantly telling them, let's like stick with it. Like your time is up. Your time is up next year and stuff like that. So like as them being young, it's like you gotta keep telling them and tell them to like stick with it and just play their role, and eventually they'll get their time to shine, and just keep working in practice and keep showing up to practice, show up every day to lifts, and just build like a good character for the coach so you can get on his good side and he'll probably see something in you so that way you can get on the field.
Yeah, 3 players I want to ask you both about on your respective teams. First, for you, Vaughan, Claiborne. He stepped in. Tyron got hurt.
Yeah.
He stepped in, and he had some big games. It seemed like every time he was on the field, he was productive, even when he was splitting carries and when Tyron was in that first game. But it seemed like from that first game, when he first got his first carry, it was just like instant.
Yeah.
Was that just something you guys saw in camp?
Yeah. No, he's a great athlete. When we first started working with him in the summer, we just knew he was gonna be something to our team, like being a great addition to our team. And for him, it was kind of just like, I remember he was telling me like, after the Medford game, the Somerville game, he just told me that he was like having real fun, like at running back. So it was like that was good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Shane.
Okay.
Shane really, that Thanksgiving game, he really showed a lot in that Thanksgiving game defensively and special teams, but he did get hurt at one point. But even then, the one play that sticks out for me is the first game of the season against Lawrence, the hustle play that ended up getting him hurt on that play. It's like, what can you say about his ceiling?
Shane, he's definitely a player to look out for next year. He's a really good player. We really have high hopes for him. He's an athlete. His athleticism really skies above all the other players. And that hustle play that you were talking about, I mean, I knew he had it in him because like he didn't want to give up the touchdown. When they go down like that, it's like it was rough for the team because he was a big piece of the offense and the defense. So seeing him going down was kind of tough for us, but we had to lock in and really take what we had as a team and just try to put it all together so we can try to come back in the game. But we have high hopes for Shane next year. He's definitely a good player to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. And you and John set records, school records. It seemed like you and him had just probably like the best chemistry out of everybody in that group.
Yeah.
Was it just easy, just knowing his skill, his talents, to get him the ball and knowing what he could do once he gets the ball?
Yeah, I've known John for a while. I played with him for a while, so it was great to like have that off-field like chemistry as well. So that really helped bring it onto the field. And then over the summer before my junior year, when we started doing 7-on-7s, I started like getting back with the team. He was really my main target because like I know what he can do.
Yeah.
So it was like.
Yeah. And then the run wasn't easy for you junior year, having to watch, and then there were all the stuff he was going through, and the relief that you had playing the last Thanksgiving game last season, and then playing this whole full season. How much fun did you have just being back? And then what was like the thing you missed the most when you was out?
I had a lot of fun every week. I felt like I was just having more fun. The thing I missed the most was probably just like feeling a part of the team. Last year I didn't really feel that way, and then on Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving, like the week before during practice, like I came back and I started like feeling part of the team, like really a part of the team, and not just there.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Thanksgiving, you both had big games on Thanksgiving. You scored the touchdown. Mitch, you had 3 sacks that game. A lot of pressures. First for you, what was working for you, especially trying to get to the quarterback?
Just using my speed off the ball and like using what I know from coming from Coach Jock, if you know him. He's one of the good defensive coaches out there. He really helped me throughout the season, just teaching me new stuff, and teaching me what would work, what wouldn't. And I was just using my speed off the ball to get to the QB and my strength, and just trying to get to Brian and just get every sack as I can and just make a play on defense every play.
And then Brian, you guys, even though they made some stops to get themselves back in the game, it seemed like there was that last drive you guys had, even though you didn't score the touchdown, took a lot of time out. It was some big time plays that happened. What was your guys' mindset for that drive? I know you wanted to score, but was that killing the clock was one of the objectives on that drive as well?
Nah, we wanted to score. I wanted to score. I told them we got to score here because it was getting late and the game was way too close. And I remember he called a screen, and then I look, and I never checked a play off, like, ever. That was the only play I've ever checked off to a different play.
That was the one to Ryan?
Yeah.
That got that first down. Well, we brought you two here because me and Tony were talking. You two were our offensive and defensive players of those games. We wanted to give you guys a recognition. They used to get like a trophy, a game trophy or something like that when they played. They stopped doing that a long time ago, but we do have gift cards for you guys. This was from Tony. He wanted to give you guys these gift cards for the achievement, and we wanted to recognize you guys for the games that you both had, and we definitely wishing you both good luck on your next chapter wherever you end up. But it was great watching you guys play the last 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. 3 years, definitely great. Proud of what you guys have done. Definitely. Plug in your social medias before we get out of here.
All right.
You can look at that camera right there.
Actually, I don't even use Instagram.
Oh. You use Twitter more?
Yeah.
Plug your Twitter in.
Brian Vaughan Jr. too.
My IG is Mitch 3 times, and my Twitter is the same thing.
All right, fellas, thank you once again for coming on. Really appreciate this. Good luck with everything. Tony, thanks for putting this together, man. This was well appreciated. And you guys been watching. Oh, yeah, shout out Coach Vaughan. He's back there. I know he's back there. always great seeing him. You guys been watching Athletes Corner. Have a good one. All right. Oh, man, excuse me. And we are back. Before we go to our sports update, quickly, I put up a list of the 2023 standout players from football that I saw. So here it is for the audience. I don't know if you can see the names, but a lot of names, a lot of good players. And these are the players I saw live. Saw in person, whatever games I went to. So, yeah, shout out to all the players that made it. If you didn't make it this year, there's always 2024. Play better. Or do something that make me recognize you for you standing out.
And to add on to that, one thing I applaud for you, my friend, and you supporting all high school sports damn near across the state, is you have no problem watching a lot of bad games. a lot of awful teams, a lot of bad plays. So for anybody that has an issue with his list, he actually sits there and watches the sorry teams too. So if you're not even good on your sorry team, don't say nothing to this man, because he actually will sit there and watch everybody. I know, because I won't watch everybody.
Yeah, it'd be long seasons.
And I don't even do outside sports like that, so catching me at a football game's tough. But he be out there freezing with y'all, so don't have the nerve to have any questions about this man and his critiquage of y'all skills.
Yeah, some of y'all need to stop being so sensitive. It's just a list. It's not the end of the world. Some of y'all got next year. Some seniors didn't make the list. So you underclassmen that in my DMs about this disrespect on your name, like, hey man, I watch the games.
Yo, question, what name do they got? They pay bills? You ain't got a name till you get bail. What you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it a buck.
Oh man, excuse me. But yeah, shout out to everybody that made it. We got, if you go on the Instagram page, LCTV After the Whistle, the first, second, and third team offenses are on there as well. So, I mean, you might see somebody complaining in the comment section, but that's, it's not changing. Sorry, but not sorry. We're on to basketball season, so where nobody complains.
Really?
But the hoopers don't really complain.
I mean, we're built a little different, but
Yeah, the hoopers don't complain.
just mentally.
Yeah, the most they'll say is like, damn.
Yeah,
That's it.
let me get better.
They'll say damn, or they'll be like, damn, you violated, but they're like, oh, but it's not. It's in, like, it's all in fun. So that's it.
It's just because our numbers are dwindled. Not dwindled, but we just have smaller numbers, smaller minds to not control, but to keep in line. So like, just when you got a football team, it's just 100 different people. It's just tough. Like, it's just so many personalities, and then everybody ain't for each other because got the offense, defense. Then I've seen in college how like the offense really don't even deal with the defense like that, and vice versa. It's like, how y'all teammates and y'all don't even deal with each other. Even in basketball, like, we might not always rock with each other, but there's moments where we're all together and we all got love for each other. And I see you in the streets, I might not ask you to go get a beer or something, go get a drink, but when I see you, it's all love. Like,
I'll talk about that in a second.
I've seen it. It's crazy,
trust me.
bro.
I was talking about this yesterday. We'll talk about that. Y'all won't hear it though. Let's go to college. Let's go to our sports update. The college football playoffs have been set. We got our 4 teams that are in the playoffs: Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama, Florida State, and Georgia is on the outside looking in.
I forgot about this catastrophe.
And I believe Florida State and Georgia, they both got rightful beefs with not being in. So the committee's decision for not putting Florida State in, this is literally the reason.
Yeah.
Their starting quarterback got hurt. I was like, you know what? Even though that's a sucker reason, I can respect you saying that's the reason that you didn't put him in there. But how can Georgia, who's been number 1 and 2 all year, losing the conference championship game, get dropped to number 6?
Nah, that's number 6 is crazy.
Right?
Number 4 is understandable.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna let Texas in with 1 loss, then you gotta let Georgia. You gotta allow Georgia to have a mishap, because Alabama, they really ain't better than Texas. I personally don't think Alabama's better than Texas.
Texas beat them.
Oh, all right, there you go, boom. So Alabama shouldn't be in there. But this just shows the disrespect. They kind of spit in the face of all the college athletes in regards to football, because, like, what's the point of you winning now?
Yeah.
Regardless, your starting quarterback was injured. Yeah, when he was injured, they still won the games, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunate situation, but they still won the games. They weren't even supposed to win without the quarterback. So you still have to reward these guys, and it just shows how pitiful college football is, because they'll dismantle college basketball conferences just because they want certain teams in their stuff, but then they tell other colleges F you and you go undefeated just because you don't have a certain player.
Yeah.
But then that player won't win Heisman. So, like, are you like, what's the value of that player if he's not going to win Heisman, but he's the most valuable player in college football? Be trying to tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of nonsense where you just show that the pitiful how money controls everything.
And also,
That's what I'm going to say.
I know Washington got the Heisman Trophy candidate and all that stuff, but get that weak Pac-12 team up out of there. Get them up out of there. They should be like, they shouldn't even be in there. I understand they're 13-0, but they're not that good. They're definitely not better than Georgia or Florida State. Me personally, I don't think, but 13-0, 13-0. I can't discredit that. But from what I've seen, if you leaving a 13-0 Florida State team, man, put Georgia in there and get Washington up out of there.
They're just legit going against logic and the whole purpose of like, what is the point of even playing these games if the wins don't even matter?
It's all entertainment reasons. It's
like,
I was just saying this on Facebook the other day. It's like they were not gonna have it 2 years in a row where Alabama was not in the college football playoffs.
I mean, we already know Saban's a sucker. Because we already, you know how I feel about Saban after, you know what I mean, he couldn't take his L's like a man. He started bitching and crying. When you've been on top for so long, you're almost a billionaire probably just by coaching college football.
Yeah.
And you mad because other colleges getting some shine now. Like, you a whole hater anyways. And then it's like you from a state where the only thing they got is you. So you always going to be the man in Alabama. So what you really crying about? So like, I just don't respect college football. I never really have.
Yeah.
Like, college football is almost worse than NFL.
I like the chaos the BCS had. They should have just kept it. I enjoyed the BCS chaos because we could argue about it for months, but then it's just like, well, this is what it is. Now next year, they're expanding this.
But the thing is, I don't like when personal, like they're turning college football into cheerleading.
Yeah.
You didn't get a certain amount of points because you didn't smile wide enough. So then it's like, oh, the style points. They didn't beat them by a certain amount. Like, bro, like this is corny to me. You need to take out all these personal feelings and just worry about the wins and losses and just base it based on that because that's what sports is about.
Yeah. If I'm Florida State, I'm not playing in any other bowl. I'm like, nah, we're good. Even though they're gonna be playing Georgia, but I'll still be like, we're good. We're not playing. What's the point? We wanted to play in the playoffs.
Now, legit, what is the point of the wins and losses if you go undefeated and they just yank you because you lost a player,
right?
And you still win without the player. Now, if they lost without the player, we ain't even having this conversation because it justifies why they made the decision, but they still found a way to win. You can't penalize winning.
Yeah, winning has to count for something. This is the same thing I be saying in high school basketball. Like, y'all, winning has to
Logic has to count for everything.
Yeah.
Like, emotions don't matter when it comes to making decisions, bro. That's what people don't understand nowadays.
Yeah. NBA in-season tournament. We have our final four teams. We got the Bucks and the Pacers, the Lakers, and the Pelicans. Remember I told you probably the most random team that nobody expects is probably going to win this. And right now...
No, you said the Pelicans.
Yeah.
And I was like, them Lakers be hooping for this time.
Well, you said the Lakers be hooping on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yesterday was Tuesday.
Tuesday and Friday.
Oh, Tuesday and Friday. You said they be hooping.
They be hooping, bro. I told you, the in-season game. I don't know what's up with the Lake show, but...
But you are right. Only Tuesdays and, literally only Tuesdays and Fridays they be hooping. Because every other time, whenever I look at the Lakers score non-Tuesday, they be getting there behind.
I'm not even a Laker fan. They conserve their energy, that's all. Yeah. So then, like, after this in-season tournament, they'll go back to, doing their regular season stuff. But the thing is, though, how's the regular season going to do after this in-season tournament? Because I still think you should probably keep some of the courts throughout the season just to keep some type of entertainment. Because once you go back to these old boring-ass courts all, season long, you're going to go back into the hypnotism of being like, you know what, I'll catch it at the playoffs. Because it's kind of boring.
Yeah. Pacers, man. You know what I'll say? This is it was like a one-game elimination, and this was the benefit of having home court for a young team. In these type of situations, because you're gonna go off. Because the last time the Pacers played the Celtics, I think they lost by like 51 points. And then this game, they was going crazy with the threes. They was just going crazy.
I mean, you see that light-skinned boy out there,
His shot's so weird, but it's so effective.
I mean, I root for him because he got Burton in his name. So we might be like long lost cousins down the lineage, and the Haller just came in the way.
Having a crazy season.
But he's balling though. Yeah, he's balling. He's doing his thing.
11 assists per game.
Sacramento, they might be kicking themselves in the shin.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to release a star talent to let one of your other talents blossom, which
Yeah. I mean, him and Fox were in the backcourt.
But then you got him and Monk, Fox and Monk. So it's like, and they actually were teammates in college, so they have a great chemistry. So, Halliburton's balling though. Like, I like what they're doing. I like what the Pacers are doing over there. I like that court way better than the actual court.
Yeah, they need to keep their court.
That's what I'm saying.
Certain teams need to keep their court.
Or if you don't keep it for the whole season, just here and there on the weekends or something. Like you going to the club.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? What do you call it? Club pace lace?
It's stupid.
Yeah, man.
All right, so the final 4 games are going to be taking place the next 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and then the championship in-season finals is on Saturday. Free trip to Vegas.
Oh, I got it. Come to the pace to get laced.
This guy. Quick baseball news. Red Sox and Yankees made a trade together. They've traded Alex Verdugo to the Yankees. This was interesting that these two teams even the Red Sox would even decide to make a trade with the Yankees. They hardly ever make any trades with the Yankees.
They do it once in a blue moon.
I think it's
when they want to commit sins.
Yeah, I think it's been like 50 years or something like this. It's been a long time.
They didn't lead. Oh, what's his name?
Johnny
Didn't go with Damon.
I think
he took a pit spot somewhere else and went.
No, I think he went there as a free agent.
I mean, that was a sin what he did. I'm not religious. That was a sin. Like, how dare you? I'm like, what? There's something you just don't do in life. And that's one of them. That's top 10.
Yeah, Verdugo though last year with the I liked him though. I like him.
That's the redhead dude?
Yeah, with the lefty.
That's the one who hit the home run at the game, was that right?
Yeah, he hit the...
How'd they get rid of him?
I don't know, but I mean, he's coming off a season. He had 27. He had 13 home runs, 54 RBIs, 745 OPS. And he batted 264. So, Yankees are going to getting a good player. Red Sox are losing a fan favorite. The fans liked him. So, he's available for arbitration for his salary's like $9 million, something like that. So, hey man, good for them. The Yankees needed some more bats anyways, but they need some pitching too because they've been hard. That's what the Red Sox need. The Red Sox need pitching. That's been their issue the last couple of years.
I don't care what the Yankees need. The Yankees need to lose every game.
Red Sox need pitching. That's what the Red Sox need. They need pitching because pitching's been the issue the last several years.
That's kind of always been the issue, to be honest with you.
I mean,
and when they get it together, we win championships.
Yeah, usually they have like a good solid rotation, but for some reason, I don't know what's been happening the last couple of years. Their rotation's been all, I swear it's like a curse. Ever since they gave Chris Sale that contract, the pitching's just been cursed because he's never playing, and then everybody else just stinks.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was the curse of the bloody shilling.
No, curse of Josh Beckett in the eating chicken wings in the dugout during games.
Oh, damn.
I'm joking.
I was gonna ask
but he was eating chicken wings.
I was going to ask their regular barbecue. Or honey barbecue.
All right, time for our boxing update, Pedro. What we got? We got some stuff happening this weekend. I see Ryan Garcia got a knockout.
Yep, he did. There he goes. Oscar Duarte from Mexico.
I still think that don't count.
Duarte don't eat fried chicken.
Yeah, that was expected, and he needed that too, especially the last time we saw him. He looked like he was crumbling. But so is he gonna fight somebody real next time, or?
Hopefully, we have to wait. Now, this Saturday will be this guy, obviously, Devin Haney.
Yeah, Devin Haney. He better win. Cause
I don't know, man. He fighting that boy from the Bayou.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I hope he doesn't. I hope he's not going into this thinking this is going to be light work.
This is his first fight at 140 pounds. So yeah, I'm rooting for. I was rooting for Haney, but I like Prograde.
Yeah, you see, you probably watch some interviews and stuff. You probably see it like, oh, this is a real one.
Yeah, he might be hungry.
Right. I'm just saying, man, the way Haney's knees was looking in that fight versus Lomachenko, I get it. The name was probably had him nervous. You know what I mean? But the way he was looking, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
That boy from the Bayou ain't playing.
Hey, man. Hey man, so we'll good to see. And is this like the last big fight of the year? Big fights of the year?
I think
For the
so.
year, right?
This one's pay-per-view, yes.
Well, okay, and then we'll see what happens in 2024. All right, we got some interviews from last week's state championship games at Gillette Stadium. Yo, them folks at the MIA was getting on my nerves, man.
What you mean? Why?
All right, so I mean, it's the state championship. The kids win. What are they gonna do? They want to go to their fan section and celebrate with them, right? So they was like trying to stop them from like hopping into the fan section and stuff like that. It was like trying to stop them from having fun.
Nah.
And like even like after like when they was like running off the field, they was like trying to stop them from doing that too. Like, and I'm just like, yo, especially with the last games, and they're like rushing people, and I'm just like, bruh, this is the last game.
If people were more, what's the morally honorable? Just more honorable people, they worry about liabilities and injuries and stuff. So, and you know, one kicking injury, their parents looking for a quick flip, quick get rich scheme. So, like, I get it. I get both sides of that. You just want to make sure everybody's safe because it's all good when everybody's safe. But if somebody gets injured or something, then it's gonna be like, why you let the kids over there, this, that, and the third. So, I get both. I get both.
And then they kept messing up my shots. I'm trying to get some good shot. Dude, I'm sitting right there. They're getting ready to present the trophy. This dude comes up. He's like, he sees me with the camera. He's asking me who I'm with. I'm like, bruh, I'm filming. What do you want? He's like, oh, you got to get over there. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all right now? We trying to get some content here. Like, they was doing that to all like the photographers and videographers that was there, just messing them up.
Some people just some people just live in this, fantasy world that they're the most important person wherever they go. And they're not realizing that nobody even cares who you are. People don't even know your name.
Yeah.
But it's just ignorance of people.
Yeah, it had me annoyed. All right, all right, here's our interviews, players and coaches from the winners. Check this out. Then we're gonna check this out. Then we're gonna go to the highlights from the state championship game. And then after the highlights, we got top 10 plays. So it's 2 top 10 plays. We got the state championship top 10 plays, and then we got top 10 plays from the Zero Gravity Prep Classic. So check those out. Then we're going to come back with our game picks. Coach, the team's state champions, Division I. How are you feeling?
I'm elated. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be one of the best bus ride homes that we've ever had at the school.
This run, it was such a great run for your team, overcoming so much, getting so close to Capital the last few years. How happy are you for your seniors?
I'm ecstatic for them because their hard work and effort through the season and the off season was able to come out and prevail tonight.
And what can you say about Henry and the performance he's put up?
I've said it before, and I'm boring people, but he's the best football player in the state of Massachusetts. He is electric, and he is our X factor.
And I know you had some injuries to some guys that weren't able to play. I know Jonathan wasn't able to play. Just he was out there cheering for his team. What does that say about the culture that this program has built?
Even though they're injured and they can't play, they can do something. All right? Helping on the sidelines in practice, helping during the game today as far as coaching up some of our sophomores. We're playing wide out tonight because of injuries. John's a great kid, and he's going to make a really good college football player.
Coach, congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you very much.
Coach, our team just accomplished the goal you guys set when you did off-season workouts. How proud of you guys?
Yeah, I'm really proud of these guys. This is just such a team, such a good group of kids that were willing to work hard together to accomplish something special, and they put their minds to it. They practiced hard, they played hard, they listened, they were coachable. Our town of Fairhaven should be so proud of this group to come out here and play as well as we did. What else can you ask for?
That was a gutsy win too. They stopped you guys a few times on the goal line, but your defense came up with some big stops. One down there in the red zone on an interception, then a fumble after they had stopped you guys. That's how key was this all-around performance?
I think football is a game of momentum, and when a team makes a play, you have to find ways to get that momentum back. And I think we were able to do that every time. So, if they stopped us or we turned it over or got penalties, things like that, we kind of made a play on the next play or the next couple plays to kind of get the momentum back in our favor. So you know, you can't put your head down. You know, if something goes wrong, you just got to keep playing the next snap, and something good will happen. And I think that's what happened.
And like the quarterback said, you helped turn this program around. You helped build confidence in your players to get them to this point. It was a long road, a lot of hard work. What does that say about them buying in and believing in what you've been preaching to them?
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, I think in today's culture, in today's day and age, it's tough to get kids to not be distracted by noise and outside stuff. And you know, I think our kids, they listen to what we're doing. They buy into what we're doing, and they're so coachable. They're likable kids. They're good kids, and they just do things the right way, and I'm proud of them.
And what can you say about your running back? The performance he had today, he was really hard to bring down.
Well, that guy right there, I probably should have gave the ball to him a couple more times. He's been the workhorse for this program since he was a freshman. You know, and he knew going in tonight he was going to do whatever it took for his team to win. And he got some tough yards. You know, we didn't have everything blocked perfect, and they were good on defense. So he got some tough yards, and he did a great job.
And lastly, what did your defense do to prevent their big plays? They've been a big play offense, quick strike, and they only had one big play, I believe, and you guys really limited them to the big play.
I think it's just all about, you know, playing good, solid, aggressive, sound defense, where you're making a read, you're reading a key, and then doing the right thing based on what you see.
All right, Coach, congratulations on celebrating with your team.
Thank you very much.
Coach, the team finally did it. Your seniors finally did it. Just how happy are you for this, guys?
I'm just so proud of them, just for their effort. You know, we talk about that it's hard to get here, and it's easy to become complacent if you've been here 1 year, didn't work out 2 years, all right? It gets easy to, like, you know, give up, but they had the opposite response and really committed themselves to the program and trying to get back here and have a more positive result.
This program has been here quite a few times in the last several years. How do you get those guys to continually buy in and not be so complacent with the success that the past players have had, and to have them create their own history?
Well, we talk a lot about that. It's funny you say that you know, you create, each team has its own legacy. What do you want to be known for? We have our general idea of what KP football looks like, but each team is a little different. And we talked tonight about, hey, you guys have a chance to do something 13-0. You're Hawk champs. You won in Fenway. You won your state title, you know, against a team that took down the monster in D2. There's a lot of legendary stuff going on there, and I mean, I think that's what they strive for. They want to compete like that. They want to be the best, and we're lucky enough to have them in our community.
For you as a coach, just seeing the adjustments that your team made, 14 points in the first half, didn't give up a point in the second half, created turnovers. Just what does that say about those guys and their mental focus?
Oh, I just love. I mean, defense. We stress defense. We work on it a lot, and you know, I mean, because of that, when you dedicate yourself to something, just because you give up a touchdown the first half doesn't mean you're not going to settle down, make better calls and adjustments during the game, and that's what they did. So they have a great coaching staff, and they kind of say, hey guys, just settle down, we'll play our game, and we were able offensively to keep applying pressure. So you're playing good D, and then you're moving the ball, and you're getting some more points, and those kind of things. You know, we almost had a pick six right before the half. That would have been nice.
Coach, you're a state champion team, the 2023 state championship. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Coach, your team did it. I'm proud of you and your guys.
I'm extremely proud of this team and the different adversity they overcame during the year, and you know, being down 14-0, we were able to right the ship with that drive, and you know, it's special to get these opportunities, and you want to take advantage of them.
It's kind of like redemption. These guys beat you earlier in the season. You guys were here last year and lost, and then you're able to get back here, and they were able to do what you preached to them all last season to do. How proud are you that they were able to stay focused and not, you know, getting sidetracks?
I mean, obviously you're in the Super Bowl. You expect your guys to be focused and determined, but when you fall behind 14-0 in the first quarter, I was a little bit nervous, especially when we got the turnover on the opening kickoff, that maybe we didn't get our focus back, and to be able to rally back and to take the 28-14 lead to halftime was really a tribute to their preparation and how hard they work. We had, a great senior class.
And lastly, the senior class, what can you say about them and sending them off this?
Yeah, so many of them. We only had 8 kids back who started on last year's team, so to have so many of them step up and fill those holes this year, it's just really special. It's really what football is all about, is teaching people how to persevere, and our kids were relentless with their effort this year, and so many different seniors stepped up for the first time and made plays for us, and obviously to end here on like this is something special.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
You're a state champion. How do you feel?
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world. I mean, coming from Brookhaven, watching all these losing seasons growing up, and this being my senior year, this is the perfect way to go out. I'm just so proud of everyone that played tonight, and we gave our full effort.
It was one of those hard-fought games because you guys had a couple goal times at the goal line. They stopped you guys, and then your defense came up with that big turnover to get you guys in the position to put that touchdown to put you up double digits.
Yeah, they were big up front, and their linebackers were great. And I mean, they came out there, they stopped us a couple times, and we had to, go back to the drawing board. And Coach Almeida, he's great with finding out things to counter what the defense is doing, and he called the perfect plays at the perfect time.
And what does it say about this senior class that you guys are going on with this type of victory, with this type of season?
I think this just shows how much leadership we all have. I mean, the underclassmen look up to us, and we've been playing hard all year, and they've been playing so hard for us. And we're a great group, and I think we're going to go down as one of the best ones to come through here.
What can you say about your back? He had a big day.
Justin's the best player I've ever played with. That's like my little brother, even though he's bigger than me. He's a Division I back right there, and I think he put the whole state on notice right now after that performance.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You're a state champion. How do you feel?
I'm feeling amazing. It's so surreal to be able to be a state champion. I say it for the rest of my life, and it feels great.
You put on quite the performance. They got that touchdown, took the lead, they broke out that 50-yard run. I mean, was that just you just getting your team up and making sure you guys have come out with this improvement?
We knew we were going to drive it down. We didn't know how quick we'd get there, but it took a couple of plays, and boom. That drive never goes on if Jace doesn't get that first down for us. He made a great play for us. Then that 50-yard play was wide open, great blocking by the offensive line per usual, and it was just a great run.
And there was so many opportunities. They stopped you guys a few times on the goal line. They had a chance to take the lead again. The defense came up with a big stop. What does that say overall about your team? How you guys can persevere?
We just have so much heart. Our perseverance, like you said, it's just amazing. We are just a hard football team. We're hard-nosed, and we want to punch you in the mouth, and we're not going to let adversity come in our way.
For the senior group, what can you say about the senior group going on like this?
They led us to the state championship, and it feels amazing that they're going out winners.
All right, man. And lastly, what can you say about your coach and how he played you guys for all this year?
Coach Almeida, he turned around this program. He prepares us the best way possible. Every game, we have a great game plan every time, and we're going out with the best football we can possibly do, and he is one of the most big reasons why we just won that championship.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Touchdowns. Yeah. The evening, you guys have been close on the last couple of years. How's it feel to finally get it?
It feels amazing. We worked all summer, every week. We've been grinding from the summer, waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, coming here, lifting. I can't even explain. I love this team so much. We've grinded every week, in and out. I'm just lost for words right now.
How did the last 2 years in the season, third grade at an after-school program, it's a bond to get to this point and get here.
Back-to-back seasons, losing to Siam, it was very tough. We wanted them bad this year. We wanted them to win, play in the Super Bowl, and we wanted to crush them. But we got Marshfield. We took them on. We're the number 1 offense in the league. We took them on and we destroyed them.
What did you guys do? So they got that first touchdown early on, but 14 points in the first half, nothing in the second half. What did you do?
They came out firing right away. Our coaches set us up right to stop them, and yeah.
How happy are you for the senior group that you guys are getting this type of send-off?
I'm so happy. I love those boys. Those are family to me. That's my second family. I'll do anything for those boys. I love them so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
unreal. It hasn't really sunk in, and we're state champs yet, but you know, it is a great feeling. So.
Can you just describe the work this group put in because of the last 2 years? You guys came up short, but you got back to this point. What was those 2 off seasons like? What was last off season like for you guys to get back to this point to get over that?
The last 2 years, coming this far to only come this far, it's just it leaves a bad taste in your mouth going into the off season. This one was a little different. You know, we knew we had a good team coming up, so we just put in so much more work than we did before, and you know, every day coming in, competing, and just doing everything we could to get back here and get a win. It was awesome.
The offense put up 42 points, but your defense pushed the shutout in that second half. It was a 7-point game in the first half. What did the defense do to slow those guys down?
That's what the defense has been doing all year. You know, they just go get stops, give us a short field, and it's easy work from there. Just only driving 30, 40 yards.
For the senior group, how proud is this group to go out like this and to bring one back to conference?
I mean, we had three tournaments and we got here 3 times, but getting the win, there's nothing like it. This is tight-knit group right here. Like, these guys put in a bunch of work. We're all like best friends, and it was awesome to finally get one.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
What's up, guys?
Champion, how you feeling?
I feel amazing. Honestly, so much was at stake. I mean, last year we lost, and it was devastating. We had an amazing, undefeated season, and then we come back again. Our first loss of the season to Walpole, but then we get to have a get back. You know what I mean? Come play them again at Gillette. I mean, what's better than that? We won. Everyone, they all thought we couldn't, so we did it. You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing feeling. Last game with my brothers. This one for the history books.
What did you guys do defensively? They scored 14 quick points, but then you guys shut them down the rest of the way.
Honestly, it's just it's coordination. Everyone just was there like the minute that the ball got to, you know what I'm saying, the opposing side, and we just did our job. We wrapped up, you know what I'm saying, tackled hard. We did our job.
What do you guys say? What do you say about this group of guys, the senior group, sending them off this way?
They're my family, they're my brothers. I've known some of these kids since elementary school, some of them I met in middle school. And you know, we all have our differences, but at the end of the day, we all came together and just played ball.
Hey! Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, my man.
State champion, man. How you feeling?
It feels great, man. It feels great. It feels like a dream, to be honest. Like, I can't believe it happened, man.
You got 2 touchdowns. Talk to me about those. The first one you got and then the second one.
Yeah. You know, I just ran my route. I did my job, you know. Henry threw a great ball all 2, 3 times, you know what I'm saying? And it just hit me right in the chest, you know. I can't do it without my quarterback, so.
What does it say about this team? You guys been so close the last couple of years, but you were finally able to do it. Took every second of this game to hold them off as they were driving. Just how does it feel that you guys are finally able to get that? What you made it so close to?
Man, I mean, I know Coach is feeling great right now. Coach is feeling great. This is the first one in a while, you know. We came in during the summer workouts. We knew we had a plan. We had to execute that plan. You know what I'm saying?
If you just to send your seniors off like this, how does it feel for the senior group for them to leave with this?
Hey, we left our names in history. We made it special. We made the season special. Great group of guys. You know, growing up with them for the past 4 years. You know, through the ups and downs. Great group of guys. Great way to leave it off.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, man.
You're a state champion. How you feeling?
I could not feel more excited. I can't feel more blessed by God. I mean, this team just, I'm lost of words right now. You know, we just huddle around each other. We huddle around our faith in God, and we huddle around just the connection we have as brothers.
What did you guys do? It seems like after that first possession, after the turnover, your offense really got going. What was working?
We never lose faith in each other. That was a big thing so far this year. It's just like no matter what, we're going to uplift each other. We could be down 30-0. We could be up 30-0. We're always going to uplift each other.
How does it feel? You guys been so close the last couple of years, but how does it feel that you guys were able to do that, especially to do that against your rival?
It's the culture, you know. My family, a lot of them win here. My uncles won some Super Bowls, you know, and when you come to Zavarian for one reason, you really want to win a state championship. And when everyone buys in like we did this year, that's what happens. We just got kids from far away where kids right next to Vaughan. All of us bought in.
Here is the top 10 plays from the state championship games at Gillette Stadium. At number 10, it is King Philip running back Talon King, who takes the carry, breaks free from 2 defenders. Nobody can catch him. He gets in the end zone. This was one of 3 touchdowns for the back. At number 9, it is a Varian quarterback Henry Hasselback, who keeps it, and then he shows the elusiveness. He hits the sidelines, jukes a couple guys. He takes it 57 yards, but he is stopped at the 1-yard line. At number 8, it is Milton defensive back Harrison Hinkle, who takes the interception, and he goes 42 yards for the pick 6. At number 7, this time it's Harrison Hinkle again. This time it is a touchdown pass from Patrick Miller as he makes the back shoulder catch to get in the end zone for a second time. At number 6, it is Salem quarterback Corey Grimes, who throws it on the run, and he finds Rocco Ryan, who beats the defender, and he finds his way to the end zone for an 80-yard touchdown. At number 5, Fairhaven running back Justin Marquise rushed for 222 yards against Salem, and he has 57 of them on this touchdown run. At number 4, it is King Philip quarterback Tommy McLeish, who airs it out to receiver Davey Holland, and he just reels it in and gets in the end zone. At number 3, it is Walpole quarterback Noah McKenzie, who finds receiver Kamari Hughes, and he does the rest as he goes 68 yards for a Walpole touchdown. At number 2, it is St. John's Prep quarterback Deacon Robillard, who throws it up to Merrick Barlow, and he lays out to make the touchdown catch. At number 1, it is a Varian quarterback Henry Hasselback. He's being pressured, throws it while he's getting hit. Caleb Brown reels it in. This was one of 3 touchdowns for the 2. Zavarian would go on to win the Division I state championship. Time for the top 10 plays from the Zero Gravity Prep Classic. At number 10, it is Onyx from the Phelps School. He takes the pass, 2 dribbles, finishes with authority. At number 9, it is the Newman School Reggie Golden, who steals the pass, throws it to Ryan Mella, and Mella finishes with the flush, and he gets fouled on the play. At number 8 is Ishan Shamar. He takes the pass, 1 dribble, underhands it. It goes in right before the halftime buzzer. Shot is good. At number 7, it is Brimmer and May's Andre Mills, who takes the steal, and he throws it down with the one-handed tomahawk. Number 6, it is Warren Kill Jr. of Bradford Christian Academy, crosses over, gets to the lane, throws it up, and George Turkson finishes it with one hand. At number 5, it is the Darrow School's Munir Ibrahim, who finds big man Ibrahim Gatti, and he finishes it with one hand over the defender. At number 4, it is Texas A&M commit Andre Mills, who takes the steal, he gets to the hoop, and he finishes with authority. At number 3, once again, it's Andre Mills. He takes the pass and he throws it down on 2 defenders. At number 2, it is Royal Crown's Justice Hazley, who gets to the lane and he finishes it over the 7-3 defender. And at number 1, it is Putnam Science wingman and University of Pitt commit Amdi Jai, who throws it down on over Texas A&M commit George Turkson. Putnam Science would win the game. All right, and we are back. It's time for our game picks. Oh, quickly, there's one kid on the Zero Gravity Prep Classic.
What's up?
Man, now I see when they say someone's a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star.
Yo.
Oh, I saw. Like at the years I've been going there, I've been seeing guys. I'm like, oh, like they're 5 stars, but I was just like, oh, okay, I see why. This one kid, Will Riley. I was like, oh, I understand. Because the stuff that dude was doing, and he don't even, if you looked at him, he don't look like he could kill like that, but it was, I mean, they was throwing 2 people at him. It didn't matter who they threw at him. He was making these tough fadeaway threes from the corner, and I'm just like, it was like me and this other guy, every time we made a shot, we just looked at each other like, what are we watching right now?
Bro, he's watching the pro, man.
Yeah.
He's watching the pro.
Yeah. That was wild.
I tried to, man, I'm telling you, that
was wild.
That prep school world and comparing that to regular high school was like, it's like going to like, you remember Forest River in Salem?
Yeah.
It used to be a public pool. A lot of people don't know that because the pool shut down, but it was a public pool, a confined pool. That's what high school sports is. You know what I mean? But it's public. You know, everybody can go there, but you're not going to drown. You're only going to go so deep. Prep school is the ocean. You don't know what you might come across out there. Like legit, you don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
You hear about them, but you don't know until you step on the court.
And that was my first introduction. That was my first introduction of said player, and I was just like, oh, snap.
There's some things out there, though.
Yeah, I was like, oh, snap. Oh, man. Thursday night football. Oh, my goodness. Patriots Steelers. Oh, my gosh. Why is that on Thursday night? We just go Tampa Bay at Atlanta.
I'm gonna take the Buccaneers, man.
Bucks. It's in Atlanta, so I'm gonna go with Atlanta because I think the Bucks players might be out in that nightlife in ATL. Detroit at Chicago.
Detroit.
Same Detroit. Indianapolis at Cincinnati.
I'm gonna go with Cincinnati, man.
I'm gonna go with the Colts. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Brown out there cooking.
Jacksonville at Cleveland.
Lawrence ain't playing this week.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna go with Cleveland. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't know who their backup quarterback is, so I'm going with Cleveland. Carolina at New Orleans.
I ain't gonna lie. New Orleans sideline is comical with Winston and Cobb, bro. It's like rush hour. Or like 48 hours. That's like 48 hours with Nick Lote and Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
But I'm going with who is it?
It's Panthers and Saints.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's awful.
That's legit like Charlie Sheen and Chris Tucker.
Deaf. Yeah, Money Talks. I'm glad you hit that one in the head. I'm going with the Panthers.
I'm going with the Saints just because they're home. Houston at Jets.
Houston.
Los Angeles Rams at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I'm going with the Ravens. That fly to the East Coast is always tough for the West Coast teams. Minnesota at Vegas.
Vegas.
Agreed, Vegas. Seattle at San Francisco.
San Fran.
Yeah, Niners. Buffalo at KC.
I'm going to go with Buffalo, man.
Yeah, Sam, I'm going to go with no, I'm going with the Chiefs. I can't trust Josh Allen. Denver at Chargers.
Oh, I got to pick. No. I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going with the Broncos.
I picked them all year?
No.
I know, I can't.
Philly at Dallas, Sunday Night Football.
They're going to bounce back. I got Philly.
Philly, I'm going to go with Philly. Monday night doubleheader, Tennessee at Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, I'm going with Miami as well. And then Green Bay at the Giants.
Giants, man.
I'm going to go with the Packers. I like what I saw the other day. And that is it. Remember, next week is our last show of the year, so I think Stevie should be on. We'll try to get Ant on, because y'all really like Ant on the show, so we'll try to get him on again to close out the year. I saw him last week as well. Yeah. So next week is our last week, and then we'll see y'all in January. Make sure to follow the Instagram, LCTV After the Whistle. Follow him, Mr. Burton23 on Instagram, Mukala K on Instagram. It's his birthday on Friday too, so if you see him, buy him a drink.
I'll be 38, feeling great.
Yeah, we gonna be. Yeah, y'all gonna see us outside on Friday. We gonna be out there Friday. We gonna be somewhere Friday. Take it easy, we're out of here.